What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we're jumping into Destiny 2 with a pretty fun and powerful setup that you can run on Hunters, and we're going to be taking a quick look at the Lucky Pants, which have been newly updated in Season of the Lost. At the moment they're allowing hand cannons to do stuff like this. This is 4 Malfeasances versus a Gambit boss, and specifically Malfeasance is incredibly strong, but this can work with a host of different hand cannons. And of course Lucky Pants were updated for Season of the Lost, and they've added the intrinsic hand cannon holster mod, as well as updating the intrinsic bonus, and when you ready a fully loaded hand cannon that deals kinetic damage, or damage matching your subclass energy type, for a short time, each hit against a combatant from that hand cannon increases the damage of the next shot. And this can allow us to get roughly 7 times the base damage of any hand cannon in the game. And in terms of how it works, when you pull out a hand cannon with these boots, the illegally modded holster bonus procs immediately, so you want to start shooting straight away, and essentially you get 5 seconds of the damage buff, which can stack up to 10 times depending on how many rounds you put into a target. And then when the buff runs out, you get Out of Luck, which removes the illegally modded holster bonus for 10 seconds and locks us out. And so it is kind of a loop of timing your hand cannon shots, prioritizing that bonus for tanky targets, and also taking advantage of the downtime when you have the Out of Luck lockout. And with Malfeasance, you'll get 10 stacks of that bonus damage from illegally modded holster pretty easily and quickly, as the explosion damage from the rounds seems to add stacks. And that's one of the reasons why Malfeasance is particularly good. We should also mention the hand cannon holster element of Lucky Pants will automatically reload the hand cannon, and when you swap back to it, you can still take advantage of the illegally modded holster perk, although there isn't any point in adding additional hand cannon holster mods, as they don't stack with the base version of that bonus on the exotic. And so Marksman's Dodge is a pretty good option for quick reloads while cooled down. And so without any other mods in the picture, it is possible to put out a crazy amount of damage on non-taken enemies like wyverns in the Vault of Glass. You can see right here, it's possible to absolutely melt them. And according to Error, I believe this weapon can put out 56k DPS. But the epic thing about this option is that we've got a functional primary weapon. Yes, we are using the exotic slot on the primary, but considering how many solid legendary heavy and second slot weapons there are right now, and some of the builds around that stuff, right? Fusion rifles with particle accelerator, some of the other mods and builds this season, when you put all of that together, there are some insane builds that you can rock at the same time as taking advantage of Lucky Pants and exotic hand cannons. And it's good for both solo play and groups as well. Looking back at some of the footage, in Gambit with 4 Hunters rocking this setup, Malfeasance alone managed to delete the boss in 7 seconds with 2 Primeval Slayer stacks. Malfeasance is benefiting when damaging taken enemies, of course, because of its bonus damage to taken combatants, so it stands out even more whenever you're fighting taken. But once again, it does a remarkable amount of damage for a primary weapon with these boots nonetheless, and I feel like stuff like the Gambit Primeval mount is positively busted. There can be some inconsistency on a legally modded holster. Sometimes you'll find that it doesn't proc properly as it should. Not sure what that bug is about, but it's infrequent enough that it isn't a huge problem. Then of course with Lucky Pants there are other hand cannon options. Folks have been rocking Crimson, The Last Word, Hawkmoon and more, all of which are able to put out pretty ridiculous amounts of damage. So I wonder whether we'll see any changes to the exotic boots, especially with crazy melts like some of what we've touched on in the video, but Bungie did give them the buff, so for now I guess let's just enjoy it. And I'd be curious to see any builds or setups that you guys have been rocking with this down below. But today though guys, that's what we have to round up in the video. Thought that could be an interesting one. If you've enjoyed it, as always, a like rating down below really does help us out on the channel. Also be sure to get subscribed so I can keep you posted on everything related to the game. Also a big shout out to my pal Duddits, who's always working on awesome builds and showing me cool stuff in D2. But otherwise for today, I appreciate you tuning in, and I'll catch you all very soon.